Hey guys, John here. Happy Veterans Day and welcome back to another video. This one kind of a storytelling adventure of a road trip that Toyota Jeff and I took from West Virginia after our Camp Toyota event all the way down to Atlanta, Georgia, helping out veterans along the way. So I'm super thankful that Toyota gave me this opportunity. They also donated some products. I myself have donated $250 to each charity, which I will link in the description. But we started out our road trip, guys, leaving West Virginia, going down to Raleigh, North Carolina, where Toyota Jeff is from. The first organization that we saw down there was Vets to Vets. Now, these guys are a smaller organization within the North Carolina community, and this organization, guys, was really awesome. So for those who aren't veterans, or maybe you do have some issues with mental health, or you just need a companion or something like that, the VA is like the worst thing to deal with. I myself know this as a veteran, but the VA is the worst thing to deal with. If you need like some sort of emotional support animal or dog, anything like that, a therapy dog or an actual registered dog that is an emotional support dog too, that stuff takes forever and it's very expensive. So Vets to Vets, veterinarians to veterans, which is very cool. They save dogs from local shelters. They train them up to be good therapy dogs or also service dogs, and then they give them free of charge to veterans, which is pretty cool. They also do all the training for them, and the veteran gets to train with the dog as well, so they all get to grow together. We went to PetSmart, loaded up this Tacoma with quite a bit of goodies from PetSmart, and then just donated them to the organization. We also were able to interview some of the veterans there with their pups, how far along they are, what the dogs have done for them with this organization, Vets to Vets. So here are some of their interviews now for you guys.
So Marco, who's your friend today?
This is Athena.
How long have you had her?
She's been with us since she was 3 months old, so about a year and 9 months.
What was interesting to me is you told me when you first got her, she was very shy, a different dog, really.
Right, you know, nobody could touch her, she wouldn't get near anybody. Now, go to class and she gets along with other dogs. People can pet her, touch her, even hug her. So my wife and I were looking for service dogs for about 4 years. And we really couldn't find anything because everybody wanted to charge for the service dogs.
Sure, I would imagine.
And then one day my wife was at the VA and she ran into somebody from Vets to Vets there, and we checked it out. Put in an application. She's a PTSD service dog for myself. And basically what she does is when we go out places, she'll sit next to me, but she'll face backwards. So she always cover my back. It's called cover. And that way people can't sneak up, because I don't like having people behind me because of PTSD. She's a very loving dog. If I start getting depressed, she'll come over me and start nudging me and get me to pet her. And she's so good with me that when my mother comes visit, she's got dementia. When my mother's visiting, she'll come right up to her and stand by her the whole time she's there.
Cindy, thanks so much for coming out today. How long have you been affiliated with Vets to Vets?
For about 10 years now.
Really?
So I actually met Terry. I work at the Durham VA, and the VA decided they wanted to get the mental health providers in the VA and then the community providers that work with veterans and get them together and talk and see how we could serve veterans better. This actually program is free for veterans, where any other program it costs almost up to $20,000 to get a service dog. Yeah. So Riley was up for adoption. I didn't know anything about having a service dog other than what I've been learning. And I didn't have a diagnosis that fit what you need for a service dog. And Terry's like, well, the program's for the whole family. It's not just for the veteran, because the veteran is part of the family, the dog's part of the family, so it's a whole thing. And my son has autism. We had a little twist that my best friend was on dialysis and she decided to stop. So that means she has like a few days and she's in Arizona. Of course, I jump on a plane, I go to Arizona, and I was there for she was my best friend, and I was there for her passing away. And then the day I came back, I was like, okay, Terry, you can bring Riley now. So guess who was getting lots of love from Riley before my son came home? And we joined the program, 2 years of training. She's actually certified for a service dog, and she's certified with Pet Partners as a therapy dog. I take her to the VA, we visit patients and staff. And it's since the community provides, funds for us and makes the program run, it's our way of giving back.
Up, up, up. Up. Good girl, good girl. So this is just, deep pressure therapy, and it's basically she's just in my lap, calming me down whenever I'm feeling anxious. I volunteer at other organizations, like I do bingo for the American Legion, and it's kind of like almost clockwork. It's about 7:30, 8 o'clock. She's like almost wanting to jump up on me because she gets anxious too. She's wanting to jump up on me, so we'll just practice our deep pressure therapy, and she just kind of settles in.
What would it mean to you to have a therapy dog? You're waiting for one right now. It's such a great program that people are waiting to get their dogs. What would that mean to you?
I can't explain what it would mean to me, because it's everything. It's everything to have a dog and to train it, and for therapy and service. And I would like to have a dog for myself for therapy, and also to take it to hospitals and even prisons, and share the love and companionship that a dog offers.
Yeah, that's the thing about dogs, is they just know, I think, the people who, number one, they know who loves animals, but I think they know who needs help.
Oh, absolutely. They have that unconditional love where they don't judge. They just enjoy humans and the companionship, and I just can't explain to you in words what it means to me to have a dog.
2 years ago, I was in a downward depression spiral, and my daughter saw it, and she came in, and I had prayed to the Lord, and I was like, just let me have one dog to do right before I leave this earth. And she came through the door with him, and she was carrying him. I was like, whose dog is that? She was like, it's yours. I was like, get out of here. So she gave him to me, and he went straight up to my neck and just nestled me. And I never knew that I could love an animal like this. He could feel my pain before it came, and he would come under my right leg and do his head like this and get right under my leg. And until I started rubbing him, and it was like he took,
that was hurting?
Yeah, this leg. He would get underneath it and just let me rub him.
That's
and
amazing.
It was like I would rub and rub until the pain would go, and then he would walk off. Before, I would stay in the house because of the depression. I didn't want to be around anybody. He made me have to get up and take him outside, so I had to get up. And it wasn't because I wouldn't get angry at him, because he can't go on his own.
Can't open a door.
Exactly. He can't do all of that stuff. And he was giving me so much love that I was like, I got to get up and do something for him. Right. So I got up. We started going outside. I have an electric wheelchair at home, and I'll take him for his walks. He gives me that unconditional love, even when I'm having a bad day.
Terry, thanks so much for inviting me and John out here. We've all loved it. How long have you been affiliated with Vets to Vets?
I actually founded Vets to Vets 12 years ago. Our passion is to help veterans who are suffering from an emotional and or physical disability. And also the second part of our mission is to save dogs who are on the euthanasia list, or at shelters, or rescues that need homes. And it's like, the veteran saves the dog saves the veteran. So we're saving the life, one veteran, one dog at a time.
It's amazing to see how it's like just having a dog or a companion or a best friend has really changed their life. I understand the emotional part of it,
Yes.
but physically
Yes.
it's really changed their lives, and it's amazing just listening to them talk about the program, but also to just talk about you. It's very powerful, more than I thought it was going to be. How does that make you feel? Like, 'cause that's.
I didn't get a chance to hear what was said, but it's wonderful to know that that the program is making a difference in the lives, because that's my whole goal, is to serve those who have sacrificed so much for me and all of us in this country. And if there's a way that I could give back and just spend the rest of my life doing that, that is exactly what I feel God has called me to do. And it's just really an honor and a blessing to be able to have this opportunity, to be able to give back to those who have sacrificed so much for me.
So the program is helping vets, and you said for those who, have protected you and allowed you to have this life, and you're wanting to give them and the pups a life. What made you want to start doing that?
Well, I'm an Air Force brat. I'm a Gold Star daughter. And so dedication of this program is to my father, who's a Tuskegee pilot, B-52 bomber pilot. And also, he was killed when I was 3 during the Cuban Missile Crisis. And also this program is dedicated to my sister, who followed in his footsteps, and she's also a Tuskegee pilot.
Oh, wow.
So I'm a Air Force brat.
Right.
And so I have Air Force, military in my blood, and I wanted to just dedicate this program and show my appreciation for all of our veterans and also my family members as well. I would just like to say that I would love for anyone who's interested in volunteering to please contact our website. We also are in need of financial support, so you can also donate through our website as well. Thank you for all of the support that everyone has given us, and please like us on our social media sites.
She's a natural.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
I will leave the link to their site again, guys, down in the description. I will be donating down there as well, so I will leave that for you guys to check out everything that they have here to offer. So amazing organization. Again, Terry, like she said, all the information, guys, will be in the description. She is an amazing veterinarian putting on this whole organization for veterans in her area, which I truly do appreciate. So after that event, Jeff went ahead and went home, and then I myself continued this road trip down to Atlanta in this TRD Off-Road Premium Tacoma that you could see is clearly wrapped. So let's talk about the truck first before we talk about the next organization. So this is a 2024 TRD Off-Road Premium that Toyota wrapped up in some army green kind of topo and with a ginormous Toyota logo right here up on the hood. Now, I was told that this truck will continue to do other events but this truck is an off-road premium, like I said. The interior, super comfortable to road trip. If you guys are new to my channel or if you guys know anything about my channel, this is what my personal Tacoma is. However, the gas mileage on a stock truck, I forgot how good it was. So I got about 24.7 miles per gallon going from West Virginia down to Raleigh area. And then at the end of this whole road trip, idle time, going to Lowe's, throwing mulch and stuff in the back for our next organization that we're gonna talk about in this video, I'm at about 22.7 now with this truck, which was pretty crazy, but very comfortable interior, the heated ventilated seats. I had the heated seats on my back the whole time. The digital information screen right here, the 14-inch screen was very nice too to have CarPlay going and everything while we drove. Got the moonroof, which is nice. And this one, not being the hybrid, we did have some space underneath these seats to put my personal gear while me and Jeff road tripped, and then while I filled it up with stuff from PetSmart, had a decent amount of room in the back. The bed here, just a nice standard 5-foot bed from Toyota. This one came with a bed mat, and we were able to fill it all up with the mulch and everything, which we will talk about now for the next organization called The Mission Continues. Now, The Mission Continues is more of a nationwide organization. They have platoons, which what they call them, kind of like their own chapters for different cities throughout the United States. So this one based out in Atlanta. Kim is in charge of this group of veterans, and then Bailey does an amazing job with their social media. All this B-roll and everything that you guys are seeing right now in this video, she was super awesome at capturing every single moment at the Oak View Elementary School. So what this organization does, guys, is maybe, you know, if you're not a veteran, I'm trying to relate and stuff, but if you are in a job where there's a bunch of people always around you all the time, you have the camaraderie with individuals too, you guys are all working for a mission, it's hard to, let's say, quit that job, get out of the military, and, you know, just kind of work on your own or get thrown into a different environment that's not exactly what you remembered life being like, kind of like fulfilled with all these other people around you, right? We're humans. You have to interact with other humans and stuff all the time. So a lot of these veterans, when we interviewed them, and you guys will have that at the end of the video, a lot of these veterans, the consensus pretty much was like once they got out of the military, depression really hit. A lot of them wanted to stay indoors as well, not really go out and see the day, which is another thing too with the vets to vets. They said, like, these dogs, they have to go outside. They have to be walked. They have to go to the bathroom, right? So a big thing is just getting this beautiful sunlight on your body and getting out and going, doing stuff. So the mission continues. That's essentially what they do, and giving purpose back to the veterans as well. So what they're doing at this elementary school is they rebuilt some gardens and stuff for kids to learn how to farm. They are building a little area outside for a teacher's lounge to kind of be outside as well, to hang out with the kids. We put some mulch, which 30 bags in a planter, I thought like was more than enough, but mulch just goes by so fast. So we put some new mulch in a planter bed. We planted some flowers also for this elementary school. And then also too, they helped rejuvenate an outside classroom where this interview actually took place of me talking with the veterans. So basically this organization getting veterans out back into their community and also sprucing up the community, because if we know anything about government work, especially the veterans and armed forces people that watch my videos, you know they're not the fastest. So what this organization does is give back to their community, kind of bypassing the government. It's all funded by volunteers and also by donations and stuff. So they just go out into the community, spruce it up, giving the veterans another sense of purpose to get out there and do stuff. And it's absolutely amazing. So let's dive into that interview now to see what everyone had to say about the mission continues. Kim, if you don't mind telling us a little bit about the organization here and what you do for your community and the veterans as well.
Well, TMC is a nonprofit organization that takes veterans in the underserved areas and have them do community service work. I am a regional operations manager. So I manage the platoons from the state of Tennessee all the way to Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow.
And we have 12 platoons in that area that I oversee. And I'm basically there just to assist them to do whatever they need to do with the community partners that they choose. I'm a veteran myself, so I enjoy working with them. I like listening to what they got to say, and I understand where they're coming from. Right. So a lot of the community partners that they find are in underserved areas, and they need some organization to come in and assist them with it, and TMC is happy to do it. Mm-hmm. I didn't take over platoon lead until actually I got sick, and I needed something to take my mind off of being sick. Mm-hmm. And my husband was like, well, let's go volunteer more. Because the more I volunteered, the more I was moving. Right. The more I stayed outside. Right. And when you're in that type of situation, you need to be outside. You need to have the vitamin D, the sun. Right. And that helped out a lot. So and me being a PL during that time frame, I was able to pull in friends and family to come and volunteer also. So I got Jamal, who's been here for almost 10 plus years. Miss Benita jumped on board. My sister Deidre's line sister right here, she jumped on board. A lot of people started jumping on board, like, if Kim out there doing her position, hey, we can do this too. Right. And when they found out what we actually were doing, they stayed. They didn't stay because of me, they stayed because of what we were doing.
And did that help y'all out as well? Like, were you kind of experiencing some of the same, like, especially like for me too, when I got away from the military and the camaraderie and stuff, and you're in kind of a different position, it's hard to kind of sense that again in the civilian world. So did this help to be around other veterans again, or just being outside helped, or just doing stuff for the community?
I think it was a combination because I isolate a lot.
Right.
So if there's nothing, if there's something going on and I know I like to volunteer, so if I know what's going on, then I can go out and be a part of it. And that keeps me going. So if something is always going, then I'm like, okay, I can go do that. Otherwise, I shut down. Right. So for me, being able to come out and then seeing the work finished and completed and seeing the people smile and be appreciative about it, it helps out a lot.
I used to volunteer a lot in high school and college. I joined the military, and of course something happened in the military, and I kind of shut down. So when I got out of the military, it was like, okay, see you later. Right. Nothing. Right. So I kind of, really shut down, thinking that I really didn't even think I was a veteran. Not until probably maybe 5 years ago.
You just wanted to close it all off.
That's it. Just, keep it moving. Right. Get the military out of my head, because it's like, well, I wanted to have to be a career military individual, but it was like something happened and I had to get out. So I came across, I believe it was an email or something, and all this time I'm thinking, well, there's nothing for us to do. You know, we're lost. They forgot about us. And so I started volunteering with TMC. It was like a whole new thing open for me. And the people have been just awesome.
We have lots of different projects. You know, we're at a school here today, but you know, like you said, we've been in parks, city parks, trails, food banks. We've been at community centers, recreation centers. I mean, we even had a group, I think it was in DC for mass deployment for one of our other programs last year, and they repainted like blacktops at the recreation center. I mean, there was so much work that's been done all over the country. And I know I told you earlier, it's absolutely free of charge for our community partners. We never want to charge them to do this. So that's where the Mission Continues fills those gaps for communities. And it's just incredible to see not only veterans leading again in their communities, but bringing everyone together, that big connectivity piece, building those bridges. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life, but you come, get your hands dirty, and you do something good for someone else. It's such a powerful, powerful feeling. I'm not personally a veteran, but I've talked with a lot of veterans, and that's something that's like, I keep hearing over and over again. That's just like the power of like that collective action, basically.
So I know this video isn't something we typically do on the channel, but it was really awesome to do and showcase for you guys. And I could not thank Toyota USA enough. Kimberly and Zach over there, they are my contacts with Toyota. The fact that they were able to wrap a Tacoma for me, schedule out this whole trip, get donations too for both Vets to Vets and the Mission Continues, was just so awesome. It was so incredibly awesome. And I hope this video encourages you guys to get out into your community. It doesn't necessarily need to be with veterans at all. There's tons of charities out there that need local help. If the hurricanes in North Carolina and Florida were any indication as to how Americans help Americans without, you know, relying on the government for everything, that is at our core. Like, just good people helping other people and not waiting around. So this past week, when you guys are seeing this, this is a couple weeks later, right, for Veterans Day, but it was just so nice to get out into the community and help them again, meeting new people of all different walks of life and just talking to them about their lives and everything, and getting to know people that you would have absolutely never ran into and talked to in a day of your life unless you're doing that event or some other charity event. I think is just really, really awesome. And we definitely need to get back to doing more of that. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you feel like donating to these charities, you guys totally can. I will leave the links to their organizations again in the description for you guys. Toyota USA, thank you so freaking much for doing this. I could not appreciate you guys enough. And this truck is about to get loaded up onto a carrier, and then whenever you guys see a Tacoma wrapped like this, just know John and Jeff were in it, and this truck does good things. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. All right, see you later.